Now listen carefully to this part. You see, there are only two ways that you can probably fight the devil in a certain way. Okay? One is to displace him a little, and not for long, probably. Because the devil has a lease and a legal right to be in South Africa and in Congo and in Ghana and in America. He seems to have a legal right. So when they met Jesus, they said, have you come to torment us before the time? So it's like there is a time that they are going to be here for. All right, there seems to be some kind of deal. And it seems to be like they are on their way to hell, but are halfway to hell. And if you look in prison, when you go to prison, they keep moving you from prison to prison. Sometimes you are in this part for some time, then after that you go to another place. All right, so it looks like they are being kept in reserve in darkness, which is in this world, for the time before they are finally put in hell. Now, whilst they are here, all right, they seem to have a legal power to be in places. Do you see? And number two, it's not easy to remove them. And when they are there, they affect the place so much. Do you see? So when Jesus met the madman of Gadara with a legion of devils, which is about 6,200 plus demons, they said, don't send us out of this country. So every country, and Jesus actually agreed. Yeah. So it seems that moving them out of a location seems to be a very difficult thing. So when you are dealing with devils, I think that probably you can only shift them a little. But they stay. You see? And so maybe in pockets, you are able to shift them away. Yes, by your prayers, by your fasting, you know. And the main thing is to move them. But you can't move them far. Jesus didn't move the devil far. Yeah. He just relocated them. Go to the right. Go out of this man. If I said, this kind goeth out. Not by, but by this or by that. Amen. So their presence, right, spoils things. It's like, if you want to think of it, one person, like Judas, one person, his presence spoils everything. One of you is a devil. Ended the ministry of Jesus. If you want to think of it in that, ended the ministry, spoiled the fellowship, introduced something that was not there before. Just one person. So one devil present, just present, causes a lot of things. So it is important to remove devils. So when pastors don't pray, because prayer moves demons. Yes. Prayer moves. This kind goeth out not but by prayer and fasting. So there are devils that are working in your lives and all our lives that have to be shifted. If it is even just outside your house, just out of the gate. Do you get what I'm saying? Yes. At least through your prayers, these devils must shift. So a prayerless pastor and a prayerless pastor's wife and a prayerless associate, sometimes you have only the main person praying. What happens is that the devils gradually become comfortable and they relax in your environment. So when you have a pastor who is not praying much, not fasting, not waiting on God, you have these creatures. If your eyes were to open, you see them all coming. This is a good place to be. This is a good place to be. So any man of God who is not into prayer is having more devils, whether flies, snakes, frogs, lions, dragons, and other creatures. I'm coming to the other creatures. Spiritual horses. There are spiritual horses too. I saw a rider. The one who sat on him was death. A pale horse. What's that one too? Bringing death, destruction, poverty, famine, diseases, plagues. Yes. You know, when Ebola virus was going around, it went everywhere except Ghana. Yeah. It avoided even unstable governments. It came from Sierra Leone, then it went to Liberia. It's like something that moved. Then it went to Cote d'Ivoire and stopped at our border. Then went to Burkina Faso. Then the latest one was Gambia. Yeah, it's like it's something that walks around. Yeah, it's like something on a horse. It's moving. But you know, there's a man in Ghana. He's praying always. Archbishop Duncan Williams. He's always praying for the nation. Yeah. And I am sure that when apartheid was ending, there were pastors who were praying, and that horse with a rider of death couldn't come in to the country and couldn't be established here. Yeah. Now, the devil is very persistent. This is one of the things you must know about the devil. If you say no to him, he just goes and comes right back. That is why when some people are finishing their discussion with you, they will tell you, don't call us, we'll call you. Don't call us, we'll call you. Don't call, we'll call. If we need you, we'll call you. That's what they told Osama bin Laden when he came to Saudi Arabia. After Afghanistan defeating the Russians, he came to Saudi Arabia during the Gulf War when this Kuwait was invaded, and he offered his help because he had been involved in defeating Russia and Afghanistan. So he said, we will defeat another superpower, which is USA. So he came to see the Saudi government that he wants to help them to defeat. And they said, this is not Afghanistan. No, thank you. Don't call us, we'll call you. Tell someone, don't call us, we'll call you. So that's when he went to Sudan. From there. And from there he operated. Do you see? Anyway, so the devil, you need to say to him, don't call us, we'll call you. Because he doesn't feel shy to keep calling. Each time you are nasty to him, he just calls again. Tomorrow, he just keeps calling. He just keeps calling. He's shameless. And there are human beings like that. That's why you say, don't call us, we will call you. Don't call me, I will call you. Hey! When Jesus came to this world, the first temptation when he went to the wilderness was, if you are the Son of God, if you are the Son of God. Everything was, if you are the Son of God. Show. All the way through, he was being tempted to show that until the cross, the last few, let's say, 15 minutes to going out, it was the same thing. If you are the Son of God, come down from the cross. Same voice, same devils, same type of temptation. He has no shame at all to keep trying to the last point. So don't think that South Africa is going to be left, and any country for that matter. The same spirit that was trying to come, that was rebuffed, always keep trying to come back in different ways all the time. So we need to pray. When you talk about church, hey, you need to pray. You need to be spiritual and pray. And the prayers dislodge devils, dislodges snakes, dislodges lions, dislodge frogs, dislodge horses. And it's like they are forced to move away. In the same way that insecticide drives away and clears the environment. So prevent them from descending. All right. So when you see a pastor who just come to preach, this modern ministries, just advertisements, media, social media, and what else? PowerPoints and modern presentations, cannot dislodge the devil. So if you look at America, you see that America is descending. America, the church has always had a headquarters, like in the world, like the world headquarters of the church. The church started, Jerusalem was the headquarters. Then it moved to Antioch. That was where the main things happened. Then after